Well, it is exactly 9 p.m. East African time, and you're just in time for the KUTV Weekend Live. In our top stories tonight, thousands lined up along Balmoral to Edinburgh in tribute to the late monarch Queen Elizabeth II. William Ruto attends a Thanksgiving service at Maua Stadium in Meru County to offer his gratitude to the electorate. Joe Biden confirms that a delegation from the United States of America will attend Ruto's inauguration on Tuesday. And Kakamega County to host the National Inter-Counties Karate Championships from October 7th to 9th this year. Right, welcome to the broadcast. I'm in the company of Sharon Wamboi, a sign language interpreter for the night, and I go by the name Daphne Orina. Let's get started. Queen Elizabeth's coffin began a 6-hour journey at 10 a.m. today from her summer home in the Scottish Highlands in Edinburgh. The hearse set off from Balmoral Castle, where she died on Thursday, aged 96, in a convoy of cars before slowly driving towards the Scottish capital. The coffin was dropped in the Royal Standard of Scotland with a flower wreath on top. As the hearse reached the small village of Ballater near Balmoral, hundreds stood beside the road in silence, some throwing flowers on the road. From Ballater, the convoy headed to a Boyne village. From there, the procession continued to the A93 road, which follows River Dee as it headed east to Aberdeen. The convoy also headed to Banchory, another Aberdeenshire town. Her death has drawn tears, sadness and warm tributes, not just from the Queen's own close family and many in Britain, but also from around the globe, reflecting her presence on the world stage for 7 decades. Within the borders now, President-elect William Ruto attended a Thanksgiving service on Sunday, that is today, at the Maua Stadium in Meru County. President Ruto was accompanied by his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, and he thanked the people of Meru for voting him in as the president, and also thanked the religious leaders for their prayers throughout the general elections. President-elect William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, accompanied by Ndindi Nyoro, attended the Thanksgiving ceremony this morning at Maua Stadium in Meru County. Ruto said that they faced a lot of challenges on their election journey, but through prayers they overcame the challenges.
Kwa hivyo, kwa mipango na makadirio ya binadamu, sisi hatukukuwa ni watu wa kushinda, lakini kwa sababu kuna Mungu mbinguni, jameni, na neno la Mungu kwa Danieli 11:32 inasema wale wanaomjua Mungu wao watakuwa shujaa na watafanya mambo makuu.
He encouraged Kenyans to save a lot in order to have enough funds for development. Ruto said that he has already talked to the tax collectors to be kind to Kenyans when collecting the taxes.
na tulitengeneza sheria. Mimi nataka niwaulize wa Kenya, imefika wakati we must save, ili tuwe na pesa ya kuweza kuendesha mpango yetu ya maendeleo. Tayari nimeongelesha wale watu wa kutusaidia kukusanya ushuru, kwa sababu ile ushuru ndio itatusaidia kupeleka Kenya mbele, lakini haiwezi kutafutwa vile wanatafuta wakati huu. Haiwezi kutafutwa kwa kisirani, haiwezi kutafutwa kwa fujo, haiwezi kutafutwa kwa kulazimisha wananchi na kuharibu biashara zao. Na tumekubaliana na wao ya kwamba watakuwa wangwana.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, on the other hand, said that he will work closely with President Ruto to bring development in Meru County, and also invited the outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta to come and hand over the mantle to the incoming President William Ruto.
Na niseme rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta, tunamualika kwa heshima. Hatuna maneno na yeye. Yeye atapata heshima yake akistaafu. Tumechukua nafasi kumualika Kasarani, akuje apeane uongozi mchana watu wakiangalia, alafu aende nyumbani apumzike.
Only one day left to the swearing in of President-elect William Ruto at the Kasarani Stadium, and citizens are anticipating to see Ruto's manifestos come to life. Now, in a statement issued from the White House, President Joe Biden has confirmed that a presidential delegation shall attend President-elect Ruto's swearing-in, expected to happen on Tuesday, September the 13th. A team of 5 led by United States Trade Representative Catherine Tai shall be present at the inauguration ceremony, a show of oneness and continued collaboration between the two countries. Other members of the delegation that will be in attendance are U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Honorable Meg Whitman, U.S. Representative from Texas, Colin Alred, the Assistant Secretary of State for the Bureau of African Affairs, Mary Catherine Fee, and the Assistant Administrator for the Bureau of Africa to the United States Agency for International Development, Dr. Monde Muyangwa. These guests will be among other 2,500 dignitaries from across the world who are expected to grace the occasion. Elsewhere, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has expressed her readiness to work with the elected government to ensure that the residents get included in the national budget, although his counterpart, Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua, maintains that he will stay in opposition, reminding leaders to channel talks through their political kingpin, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka.
While speaking at a funeral service in Machakos County, Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua maintained his stand with the opposition and asked that all talks between the government and the Kamba community be channeled through their leader Kalonzo Musyoka. He also said he was ready to call out the government in case the national resources get split unfairly.
Sisi ambao tuko opposition, we shall call a spade a spade. Tutasema, tukiona pesa inagawanya, kuna mahali watu wanapata pesa na wengine hawapati pesa, on account of how people voted, we shall raise the alarm and we will say without fear or favor that all the money that is in this country belongs to the people of Kenya.
However, Wavinya Ndeti, Machakos governor, who was also in attendance, made it clear that she was ready to work with the elected government in order for the development projects in the county to be fully realized and for peace to reign.
Sisi tutafanya kazi na yule rais amekuja. Na watu wa Machakos tukae na amani. Sisi tunapenda amani, si ndio? Watu wa Machakos tunapenda amani, tukae na amani, tufanye kazi na rais Mheshimiwa Ruto, kwa sababu yeye ako na 85% ya budget ya Kenya, sisi tuko na 15%. Lazima tufanye na yeye ndio watu wetu wa Machakos waweze kusaidika. Na najua nyinyi mnanikubalia nifanye hivyo. Mnataka nifanye kazi na ile serikali iko? Mnataka nifanye hivyo?
In his speech, Senator Wambua further urged President-elect Ruto's administration to work on the water problem that has been there for ages. He encouraged the government to bring change by implementing what they say instead of giving empty promises. Senator Wambua says it's a high time that the Kamba community, who have been long ignored, get respected and accorded their space in Kenyan politics. Stephanie Alice reporting for KUTV.
Politics aside, following the drought-hit Mwingi sub-county, Gideon Mulyungi, the Mwingi Central MP, has urged the national government to move swiftly in helping curb the ongoing starvation. Speaking at his grandmother's funeral service, Mulyungi claimed that the ongoing drought has affected many families, and the prolonged drought has made water inaccessible, forcing the residents to trek for miles to quench their thirst. The MP also urged the NGOs and the well-wishers to chip in the drought relief measures. His plea comes in the wake of the National Drought Management Authority report, which indicated parts of Mwingi North are in the alert stage owing to the failed rains in the last 2 seasons. Now, residents of Mawingu area in Kuresoi North have raised concerns over the rising insecurity cases in the area and have asked the government to intervene before the situation goes out of hand. The residents expressed their anger after the attack of 2 miners, an incident that saw one lose his life and left another nursing serious injuries. They blame these cases on the rise of drug abuse among the youth and have asked the area chief to involve other leaders in addressing the matter by intensifying police patrols in the area. Abagusi Culture and Development Council has dismissed allegation by a cross-section of area leaders terming its delegation to President-elect William Ruto's current residency as was based on achieving selfish individual interests. They clarified that it was the organization's policy to support the government for realization of faster development for the local community.
During a meeting at Council's office in Kisii Town, elders from the Abagusi community defended their visit to the President-elect, a visit that elicited an outburst from some area political leaders who voted differently in the last general polls, who felt that the involvement with the President-elect was due to selfish reasons. The council also vowed to be proactive in seeking what could benefit members of the community as opposed to nursing divisive interests.
Sisi kama jamii na hasa kama viongozi wa Elders Council, kuna wale ambao wanaongoza sisi. Vile mliona chairman akienda Nairobi, alienda na mandate yetu ya kwenda kuona rais mteule, na sisi ndio tulituma yeye aende na wengine members wetu wale ambao wako Nairobi waongee na yeye.
The Council's Secretary General asked the President-elect to pay regular visits to the region and interact with the residents as one way of consolidating his quest for the second term.
Naweza nikauliza rais wetu mteule asisahau wamama pia. Katika hiki kikundi cha wazee, hata wazee wa mama wako. Na kule nyumbani ambayo hawako na sisi hapa sasa, awakumbuke kwa yale mambo yote wanahitaji kama wamama. Ndio serikali yetu iendelee mbele na iendelee vizuri.
Janet Orenyo, a member of the council, urged Ruto to give priority to women issues, citing those in rural areas. She appealed to the newly elected government to serve Kenyans irrespective of their political affiliation. The Abagusi Council of Elders are ready to support and work with the new government with a view of developments and to improve service delivery to the people. Christine Mwando, KUTV.
Well, at that, we take our first break. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass vuguvugu. People pass ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Today I'm going to talk to one Mr. Derek Ngige, the CEO and founder of Finer Consultancy, bringing you Shamba Assistant.
We discovered what was going wrong is no one could assist the farmer. No one actually could hold the farmer's hand through the journey. So it uses just a normal charger, and also it can be charged via solar also. You can also now collect the exact point using the GPS on board, where you're able to see the longitude and latitude of where you actually collected the soil sample, so that when you are doing advising, you can know which part of the farm, the exact part of the farm where that data was collected.
The percentage in which government is giving opportunities to this specific type of groups under the AGPO, like what percentage has the government given?
No, but like I said, you see, when a budget is done for every year, every ministry will be able to place their budget for it. But whatever is given to them, 30% of the budget for that ministry is dedicated to AGPO. 30%. So if let's assume, for instance, that a ministry is given 2 billion, for instance. Now, 30% of 2 billion would be about 600 million. That will be dedicated to AGPO. And therefore, when you go to a ministry, as a young person, as a person living with disability, 600 million is actually meant for you.
This is The Agenda with Benturo Komboka and Colonel Retired Cyrus Oguna.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. For many women along Lake Victoria, the survival of their family depends on getting fish to sell. However, supply dwindle in fish due to climatic and environmental pollution, among other issues, allow the growth of a vice of sex for fish. But in a bid to arrest this, an application has been developed to improve the marketing of fish caught in the lake is helping women fishmongers fend off sex for fish exploitation by fishermen. The Aquarech allows traders to buy fish without having to negotiate with fishermen.
Karen Omondi, a mother of 6, trades fish in Kisumu along Lake Victoria. She's picking up goods she ordered on an app called Aquarech. It allows her to avoid contact with fishermen who may demand sex in return for fish. It's a problem faced by women fish traders, especially those who have fallen into debt to fishermen, says Omondi, who wanted her face blurred because of the emotional topic.
Sasa, baada ya hapo,
you build up a lot of debt, and it's difficult to pay it back. So you keep saying you pay later, but you end up repaying the debt by having jaboya sex with the fisher.
Ukuwa na jaboya.
Jaboya means customer, and this practice has been rampant on the shores of Lake Victoria. Women advocates say the problem is driven in part by poverty and diminishing fish stocks caused by overfishing. Some 30% of the women fish traders are involved in Jaboya, say officials with the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute.
Especially the widowed ones, they have to fend for their families, yeah. So they would feel that they need to be involved in this phenomena to support their families, yeah, especially in female-headed households.
With cage fishing increasing the supply of fish to sell, the incidents of sexual exploitation have come down over the past 10 years, according to the Research Institute. Officials also predict the Aquarage app will bring the numbers down even further. Developer Dave O'Ketch says he designed the app to improve fish marketing and is surprised to see how it has impacted Jaboya.
We have been amazed to see what the impact of the innovation has had in terms of how many women are now able to trade on fish in a free and open environment without subjecting themselves to the dehumanizing act of sex for fish trade, commonly known as Jaboya.
Launched during the COVID pandemic, Aquarage says it has about 150 women fishmongers in Kisumu using the app. The company hopes to expand to neighboring counties and aims to enroll some 2,000 fish traders by the end of this year. As for Karen Omondi, she has set up a fish stand in her village, and she says she's relieved she can sell her fish without fear of being sexually exploited.
Now, scientists in Kenya are testing the region's first project using solar panels to shade crops while generating clean energy. It's called agrivoltaics. Successful trials of this technology have shown that growing crops under solar panels reduces water loss and results in higher yields in areas prone to drought. Juma Majanga reports from Kajiado.
Under Kenya's scorching sun and clear skies, about 60 kilometers south of Nairobi, Ann Watkins, a local farmer in Kajiado County, is learning a new technology called agrivoltaic.
If the white flies are also mingi sana.
The technique involves using solar panels to shade crops, harvest rainwater, and generate clean energy.
This is a new technology which saves on so much, and with the climate change, and with especially with the solar production, I think with the solar it's free. We have to maximize to save again on climate change, and basically to save on costs, especially in those arid and semi-arid areas.
The agrivoltaic system has been used successfully in Western countries like the United States and Germany, but this is the first such project in Africa. Year-long research with scientists from the University of Sheffield in the United Kingdom, World Agroforestry and Kajiado-based Latia Agropreneurship Institute has yielded positive results for the project dubbed Harvesting the Sun Twice.
We had two plots. We have the control plot that is grown under the normal conditions. And what we were able to know is that after the analysis, we were able to get that the crops that were grown under the panels performed better. That is in terms of the quantity and the quality.
According to World Bank data, more than half of Africa's population did not have access to electricity by 2019. Agrivoltaic technology combines land dedicated to solar panels with land dedicated to agriculture to improve food security and grid connectivity.
Over the last 15 years, over the last 20 to 30 years, all the players that have been in the agriculture ecosystem, we have put the foundations for why agribusiness is viable for the continent. Most of the technologies that we are talking about, we know which technologies have a chance of success on the continent. What really now needs to be done is to connect the dots.
After the successful rollout in Kenya, another trial is being set up in the neighboring Tanzania, the aim being to spread the technology across the continent. But farmers like Ann Watkins say they need help
being a capital-intensive project, the government maybe can put up policies in place when it comes to funding, maybe providing cheaper loans to farmers, and maybe organizing farmers into cooperatives, which may end up being a community project as a cooperative.
While adaptation of climate-smart technologies like agrivoltaic offers hope to farmers in the face of a changing climate, the challenge remains in the rollout to farmers in rural Africa who need such technologies the most. Juma Majanga for VA News, Kajiado, Kenya.
The use of dirty fuels that are harmful to the environment has driven a Kenyan company to come up with a technology-based solution to help reduce the carbon footprint left by this practice. Cocoa Networks has introduced ethanol for safer, cheaper and faster modes of cooking. Our technology reporter Samson Jura has more details.
In the days of yonder, firewood and charcoal were the go-to means for cooking in our homes. Fast forward to modernization in low-income households, kerosene became the alternative fuel solution. But it goes without saying that these means have had a great impact negatively on the environment, not forgetting the health hazards and safety concerns that they come with. Energy stakeholders have stepped in to provide alternative means for cooking in our homes, while at the same time creating employment. According to Sophia Dupoy, head of public affairs at Cocoa Networks, an ethanol cooking fuel company, they seek to provide solutions to consumers based on a technology platform.
The first product that we are selling is a 2-burner cooker that uses bioethanol. Yeah? So we also care about the environment. Underlying everything that we do is we want to make sure that it is renewable, it is environmentally friendly, but more importantly that it addresses a basic human need. In this case, our solution addresses the issue of people cooking using dirty fuel. We developed a 2-burner cooker. So over the 6-year period we've been here, we've been working with consumers. Yeah, we've been observing them, giving them different cookers to test, to understand how they cook, what are the issues they are facing. So by the time we're actually developing our cooker, we had observed and we realized issues like safety, are top of mind. If you think about someone who's using charcoal, it's an open fire. Someone who's using kerosene, they're emptying liquid. So we looked at all these points and we said, how can we address them? More importantly, these people never have an opportunity to cook with 2 burners.
Cocoa Networks has established an infrastructure of supplying the ethanol to the customers in the 4 counties of operation in Kenya in partnership with Vivo Energy, mainly Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu and the recently added Siaya County, which is the largest user of dirty fuels in cooking among the 4 counties.
When Vivo brings the ethanol to the petrol station where it is stored, it is monitored using technology. We don't require them to employ someone. So we put what we call a smart depot system that monitors the fuel in the underground tanks. Transporting from the petrol station to the next point, we use tankers. Again, the tankers, they have what we call a smart tanker system. So the fuel within the tanker is monitored using that smart tanker system. And that is managed at our network operating system.
The 2-burner stove comes with a canister that holds 2 liters of ethanol, and a liter retails for 70 Kenya shillings. The sweet deal is for as little as 30 Kenya shillings. You can fuel at any of the 1,127 Cocoa Networks agents in the country, referred to as Cocoa Points. During initial purchase of the product, an account that has an e-wallet is set up for you where you can load money, which is deducted once you refill. We meet Gladys, one of many Cocoa customers, making her way to the nearest agent armed with a canister to get fuel in Nairobi's Kayole estate. We get to see the process of refilling the canister with the easy-to-use ATM machine, a process that takes close to 3 minutes at most. The machine has prompts that appear on a screen to help you in the process of purchase. Gladys then again welcomes us to her home to show us how she uses the burner and tells us how Cocoa has improved her life.
Cooking with Cocoa has been good for me. It takes a short time to prepare a meal. Normally, I buy fuel worth 70 shillings and that lasts a day or 2, depending on what I'm cooking.
depending na kenye unapika.
Coco Networks works with shop owners to install the machine in their shops, and the shopkeeper automatically becomes a Coco agent, just like Anne, who is not only an agent but an authorized vendor of Coco products.
Okay, kutoka yanzia kuwa kuprocess mashini ilichukua muda lakini si mrefu.
I have been a Coco agent since 2019. The process of acquiring the ATM machine didn't take long. It only took a couple of months. What they required from me is a place with adequate security, electricity, and a business permit from the county administration.
Nyumba ikuwe kama ni mashini na yuko inaangalia kama kuna accessible ya gari ya mafuta.
Coco creates employment in the manufacturing sector since the stoves are locally made in their factories here in Nairobi. The manufacturing of the stoves brings together the expertise of different employees working in the factory floor. Coco seeks to expand its network and penetrate all the 47 counties to change more lives. Samson Jura, KUTV.
Well, let's now get sporty. Kakamega County is preparing to host the National Inter-Counties Karate Championships from October 7th to 9th this year. This will be the first time for the county to host the competition, bringing over 12 counties. Our sports correspondent John Wahome with that story.
For the first time in history, Kakamega County is getting ready to host the National Inter-Counties Karate Championships, a first of a kind to be hosted at the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology.
3, 4.
While speaking to the press, the Secretary General of the Kenya Karate Federation in the Western Region, Christopher Ouma, said Kakamega will present two teams, the Kakamega County Karate Club and the Masinde Muliro Karate Team. Ouma, who is also coach for Kakamega Karate Club, said preparations for the local teams are ongoing while at the same time appealing to willing sponsors to support the region in preparing for the tournament.
In this tournament so far we have confirmed around 12 teams, around 12 counties. We confirm what participate. To make sure we have a very strong team, because right now we have two teams. We have Masinde Muliro University, then we have county team.
The Kakamega Karate Club participated in the Inter-Counties tournament in 2018 that was held in Nakuru, where the ladies category emerged position 3 and the men's reached the semis. Masinde Muliro Karate captain Hilary Dunga said they expect a challenging competition as more experienced competitors will participate. He, however, noted that they are ready to compete and carry the trophies.
The last academic year we were at Kibabi University. We were around 6 and we managed to obtain 6 medals. Each participant got a medal, and that was a good move on the Moose team. Earlier this year we also went to Maseno University for the university games, that is the KUSA games, and then again there we performed well.
In the recent match, Masinde Muliro Karate Club obtained 6 medals during a competition at Kibabi University in the last academic year. Earlier this year, during the Kenya University Sports Association KUSA Games in Maseno, they emerged position 2. John Wahome, reporting for sports at KUTV.
Well, it has been a Sunday of quotes. If you don't know, you should know. And I will leave you with one. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. We wrap it up for tonight. At that juncture, I've been in the company of Sharon Wamboi, and I go by the name Daphne Orina. Do have yourself a good night and a great week.